In this video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to make a card using the new JND457 star baubles. And these are designed to be separate baubles or separate snowflakes. So you have in the set 8 dies, so you have 2 that give you 2 different snowflakes that cut out and cut out beautifully. You then have 1 that just cuts in with a stunning sort of snowflake in the middle. This has a separate outside line, and this means you can use this as a separate piece to give you a different colour back and the little hanger, so that you're not having to use lots of metal and have different pieces and things like that. You've also got in there 3 miniature versions exactly the same, so 2 that match those 2, and then again 1 that's a double set, so you get this beautiful little embossed snowflake, and this one just embosses the snowflake in. So using this set, we're going to make the card that's featured on the packaging, which is this here, which is just a really nice, simple, sort of clean and simple Christmas card made using the waterfall glitter card and coconut white essential card. And to do this, I've actually used the frames from the first Christmas collection. So here you've got the holly frame and the 7x5 frame it. So obviously I've already made up my frame, and I've just used foam tape on this one and mounted it up, so I've got the wider frame cut in the gold waterfall glitter card and the smaller frame cut in that. So now we need to actually cut our snowflakes. So I'm going to take a piece of coconut white card. So I've just got coconut white essential card, and all we would actually do is to place those on quite simply and cut them. And if you arrange them quite neatly, I'm just going to use a little bit of our Craft Artist low tack tape. Can't recommend this enough, I really can't. And then for the one with the separate line, all you would do is use the usual trick of a longer piece of tape, pick up the center, pop it together, and simply run that through our die cutting machine like that. And when you do that, you will get here these 3 pieces. So you'll get 1 that automatically has the little hanger on it, and 2 that don't. To then cut your actual piece that has the hangers, all you would do is to take the separate die that comes, and you would cut that out of the gold waterfall card, and I would do that 3 times to give us 3 backers. So again, I've already cut those pieces here so that you can see what we're like and pick those ones up. So we have 3 nice, clean, simple backers with 3 tops. So go on there, just like that. Nice and clean, nice and simple. So we would adhere those together using either spray glue, or I would use glue glaze. I'm going to remove these because I've already got these glued together, and we'll glue one of them to show you. So all you would do is take a little bit of, say, spray glue or glue glaze, and when you're actually using the waterfall glitter card, obviously you're gluing onto a sort of foiled glittered surface, so I wouldn't use a standard PVA for this. I would use something like the glue glaze, or, as I say, a good spray glue. So we simply put those both over the top of each other like that, press down. I tend to do it in the air to make sure I've got them nicely ringed together like that. So we then have our beautiful snowflake, and of course we have 3 of those. We'll pull one in that I've already glued to give that a couple of minutes of time. So now we're simply going to take a piece of ribbon, and all I do is take this through. I'm using a 3mm ribbon and double it over just like that, so we get that double piecing there. So we would do that again on all 3 of them, and they hang better like that than being attached separately. So we'll take our ribbon, push this through, and do all 3 of those. Nice and simple, and you can just finger press that together. So now we want to attach those to the back of our frame. So I'm going to turn my frame over so that it's hanging, so it's showing front down, and we're going to sort of work back to front. So revealing 1 piece of foam tape at the top, so I've got foam tape on the top here. So revealing 1 piece of foam tape, I'm simply going to take one of the snowflakes pulling the two ribbons nice and straight, and I'm going to hang that into the aperture, just like that, and press that down, making sure that's nicely adhered. I'm then going to take a second snowflake, and we're going to do the same thing again. So pull our ribbon nice and taut, just like that. And we're going to put that in the space there. And again, press that into the foam tape. Nice and simple. We then take our third one and do the same again. And I'm going to add that so that it's hanging behind this first one, just there. And again, attached on to the foam tape like that. Simply then take a pair of scissors and remove the excess ribbon. I do this all in place while upside down on my mat. So we take away our excess pieces of ribbon. I'm then going to reveal the rest of the foam tape. And we're then going to take an embossed panel. On the original I used a snowflake embossing folder. On this one I'm going to use a new snowflake embossing folder, which isn't actually out at time of doing this video, but this one will be out shortly. And I'm just simply going to make that over the gap, just like that. And that will just secure everything nicely. We turn that over, take your scissors and undercut by tipping them, nice and simply, so we remove the excess. I'm then going to turn that back onto its back. Don't worry about the baubles. I'm going to apply some glue so that it all neatly sticks down. And I'm using the Craft Artist Super Tacky Glue. I would always use a wet glue for sticking to my card. And here I have a card blank that's been cut to 6 inches by 8 inches. And it has a mat on there at 7 3/4 of gold, and then one slightly smaller again in the coconut white. And we position our frame on, nice and simple. And we have our baubles hanging. And all I now need to do is just take these and fold these up, because we want to, obviously, you can leave them loose, but it looks a lot nicer if they're actually secured. So I'm just going to take a little bit more foam tape, and we'll take a little piece of the first for the first one, and we're working this time from the back to the front. So we do that, and I'm going to pull that nice and straight down and put that down there. I'm going to take the second one and take another piece of foam tape, pop that onto the back, and again take this one and pull it nicely down so that it runs straight and runs in front of that one. And for this final one, I want that to stand a little bit proud, so I'm going to double over a piece of foam tape, so we've got 2 layers, pop that on the back, and again pull that nicely down till it's straight and stick that in place. And at this point you could add a sentiment on there, so I'd add a little sentiment there or a little sentiment there to balance it out. But there we have a beautiful glittering card made nice and simply and cleanly without making any mess at all. And that's been made using the brand new John Next Door JND457 Star Baubles. For more ideas, hints, tips and inspiration, why not visit the Crafting with John Next Door and Crafts2 group on Facebook. Enjoy.